Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. Yeah, bunch of my knife box. I'm taking this guy out tomorrow, hopefully. Got a knife there, there's my saw green, got a hatchet there. Alright, in the den. This is either in the den of a beaver house or the den of a mad trapper. I'm not too sure what the heck's going on here. Got poles everywhere. Got that. Got evidence here. What is that monstrosity? Got poles. Got some wood drying. This is the next one up, so that'll get that worked. But what the heck is going on here? We're going to get back to this one. What the heck is this all about? Traps all over the place. I don't know, guys. I don't know. So let's have a look over here. Wow. It's so dark in here. I go, like, the light's already on. I'm going to turn on the light again. It's like, you turn it on brighter. Well, what a monstrosity. So those three traps I know are no good. I reset this one, or half set it. And this is one of the fixer-upper traps, so it's not really fixed. I would like to have that second one there, but that might be okay. I think that might be okay with, you know, that's still good coverage. Not great coverage, but it's good coverage. Should allow for a good capture. Maybe I'll put something else in there to kind of make it work better. But let me show you, getting ready for my beaver blitzkrieg. I just did this one, so it's pretty straightforward. This is my lucky trap here. This trap, it's still not perfect. It's still not properly. I bought it. I just started using it. It does have wax on it, but it's not properly browned or rusted. So what I did is I just tie, you know, shave up the pole. Not a big pole. This is just more for to hold it in place, really. And I'm going to put some bait right about here. I'll show you when I'm done. And I just got the chain up here, and then I will loop onto this chain, directly onto this chain, and tie it off on the shore somewhere where it's going to go. This is just to hold it to the pole, so the chain isn't flopping down into areas and setting it off or whatever. So I'll do that. But I want that nice and taut so that it doesn't go any lower than that. There's enough knots on here, I don't think it will, but yeah, maybe tie it a little bit tighter than that, but not so tight that it snaps this. It's just, the idea is that it keeps the chain up for you. And then, yeah, I'll just set it. Make sure when you do set it, which I'll get a better video, when I put them in, I'll get a better video, but basically your trigger, right there where my toe is going to be to the outside, not to the inside. So the bait is going to be on the pole here, and I'll show you when I'm done. But I got the one trap. I got to there, leave that on the wall. Those two are ready to go. Those are the ones traps I brought back the other day. That trap's not going to be used again. These older traps, I probably could get away with it, but I just don't, you know, I like these ones because they kill a lot more efficiently. Like these springs, this trap is fairly new, even though this is broken. I know this trap caught a lot of fur a couple of years ago when I last used it, but these springs are really hard to set, so that tells me this is probably one of the newest trap is definitely this one. The springs are, I don't know what the tension is on these springs, 140 pounds, 200 pounds, I have no idea, but yeah, these springs are like, these are Magnum traps. These old Duke traps here, you can see how like the springs come around and stuff like that. That's, you won't get humane captures. It would be a good drowning set. It'd be okay in the drowning set, but I kind of like the quicker clunch. If it functioned like these, you can, the jaws can never come around, you know, or the springs can never come around the way they hook into there. Where these ones, they do. These are either a Duke trap or a, what's the other one there? Victor. I think these are the Victors. The Duke, I think, has the little bit of a loop. I'll see if I have a Duke trap for you. They're old names. Like, I mean, these traps could be 45, 50 years old. Who knows? Yeah, I think these are... Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So, there's a Victa. This one isn't that bad, but you see the springs starting to come around. That's the way the springs are supposed to go. So this one I might be able to get away with. We'll see. I'll set them and I'll see. I'll set them off, and then I'll see. And then here we got ourselves a Duke trap. You see there's a little bit of a, but even that, the springs on these don't, it doesn't stop the springs from coming around. So you don't have a good hold when they're like that. They're a little more gentler on the fur, but I don't know. I might use them in the Beaver Blitzkrieg. I really don't recommend using them. I know I recommended against using them, but I have them. I'll start with these, and I got that one more there. This trap is a good trap. It's a very good trap, but it doesn't stay set. So I don't know if it's the dog is done on it or whatever. But I did, yeah, this is another one of those trigger replacement traps where I put too short of a trigger on there. But it'll be okay for the sets I'm using for these drowning sets. So if I can get 10 of these or 12 of these out in one area, I could do a Beaver Blitzkrieg per dam. I'm going to put this one aside because I really don't want to get the screwed up one mixed up with the not screwed up one. I take that out, all the junk. Just all chip bags in there. Yeah, so I'm going to get this one on there. So I'll have a minimum 6 to go. Maybe if I can add the, well, I just don't think I'm going to use those ones. I just, you know, the footholds, some of these footholds are no good. I will be using them in a drowning set. We'll get to that in a later video, but not all of them. Like the wolf trap, obviously you're not going to use that on beaver. It's just way too big and bulky. These guys, I don't know how. That's my coyote trap. This trap is an awesome little trap. This trap caught a lot of fur, but I don't know how I'm going to mount that one for the setup I got. And these would be really difficult. I finally found an area where these long spring traps are actually have more of an advantage than these guys. These guys are excellent though. When they grab, they grab. And there's my little trap right there, my first little trap. So I'm gonna figure all this out. I might set these up, but I definitely not going to use these. Either these are Dukes or Victors, whichever. I believe these are a Duke. The Victors, or I believe these are a Victor. I believe the Duke had that little kind of stop, but the Belials here, these ones are, I'm pretty sure these are Belials. These ones are excellent, but these are like magnum traps. But they do a good job. They don't damage too much, so unless you catch a muskrat, then you blow them apart with the 330s. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna get the rest of my, I'm gonna get everything ready, and then I'm gonna bring it out. There's no use trying to put in one at a time. Do them all in one night, or set them all, as many as you can in one day, so that the beavers don't get a chance to get smart to the trap. Because you put one in, beaver sees, you might catch one beaver, but then the next beaver sees it. It's like, oh, okay, well I'm not gonna go there because the last beaver that went there didn't fare out so well. Or if you put them all out, you catch one here, catch one here, and by the time they're onto it, you caught them all, and they don't even realize it. So you don't want them to get wise to the trap. So even if you have to hold out a bit, it's better to hold out and get, you know, like blitzkrieg the area you're gonna do, especially if you're on limited amount of traps that I have. So, or sorry, my minimum is going to be 4. My max is probably going to be 6 to 12 or 6 to 8, depending on if I can get those other ones. I don't know if I'm going to use them. It's probably going to be the 6, and then the other little surprise thing when I get those up, and I'll show you them in the good light so you can see how they're going to work. I'm going to have basically 2 setups. That should be pretty good. Again, I know those traps have caught in a lot of fur over the years, but it doesn't hurt to modernize. And then, so, like I say, I'm going to go through all these spring footholds are okay to use for drowning sets, but I'm going to try a different type of drowning set for under ice drowning set. So it's a different. And then of course I've got some snares. I'm going to try some pole snares. I got lots of stuff to try here, and I got obviously tons of bait right there. It's getting a little bit, have that for a couple of weeks, so I better get it out there before they get too stale. Yeah, so there we go. I just thought I'd show you guys where I'm at.